Good evening, good evening. Right, get ready to have your mind blown by what's happening in our country. Instead of stopping the illegal invasion of Britain, arresting human traffickers or raiding the migrant camps in northern France, the French police and the French government is sending British police officers round to British people's houses to do their bidding. Ryan Bridge, who has been to France several times, he says to expose how little the French police are actually doing to stop the invasion of Britain, had a police officer from West Mercia Police knock on his door shortly before 9 a.m. on Saturday morning to tell him that the French have now banned him from their country for 10 years. If he goes again, he could be sent to prison and made to serve a 3-year sentence. Here's what happened.
Yeah, brilliant. So you've come to my house at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, 10 to 9.
10 to 9.
Yeah.
I'm a law-abiding citizen, so I've got nothing to hide. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Coming in.
Thank you very much.
All right. I'm under arrest.
No. It's just a civil order that I've been asked to come and speak to you about.
One of the reasons the French banned him is because, get this, he's been raising the British flag, his own flag, in his own country.
Appearing in Birmingham in August 2025, this group, which initially urged British subjects to display their flags everywhere in the public space.
Yeah, we did.
To show their pride and patriotism.
Yeah, pride and patriotism, yeah.
Okay, gradually becoming known for its anti-immigration stance before turning to direct action against migrants in Britain and France.
He makes the point that, in his view, the British police, in this case West Mercia Police, are now operating as lackeys for the French to help prevent patriotic Brits from going over there and revealing the true scale of the migrant crisis.
So you guys are basically like messenger boys for the police, for the French government. So who has served you with this?
I've been given it to by the Minister of the Interior, which is the French Home Office.
Why are our police force doing this for the French? Why is the British government letting them do it? The French are accusing Ryan of being part of the far right and of being xenophobic, a word that the British police officer in question couldn't even read correctly.
Considering that for several months, British activists from the group Raise the Colours have been carrying out xenophobic incursions on French territory.
Xenophobic?
Yeah, xenophobic.
What the hell's... Oh, xenophobic.
Xenophobic, sorry. Xenophobic incursions on French territory.
The British taxpayer, you, has sent France around £770 million in recent years to stop the boats. We've had a record year. They said they'd stop the boats in the water. They've stopped one, and it looked empty. In the letter the French police sent to Ryan, via the British police, of course, they said that they thought his presence in France might provoke a negative reaction from some of the ultra-left-wing charity groups operating in northern France. These are hardcore open-border activists who many feel are literally aiding and abetting the invasion of Britain. Are the French police doing anything to stop them? Just last week, another British man, with no connection, by the way, was detained in France for doing this.
We definitely got some here being helped. They're being given bike lessons or something by the looks of it.
I mean, part of what he did was go to do a minute's silence for D-Day veterans on a beach near Calais and then walked up and down for a bit. The French locked him up for 3 days, no communication allowed with his family, and then they deported him. Why is our government letting French police bully our citizens like this?
Hello, I'm Bev Turner. Now, it can feel like the money in our bank accounts at the moment does not keep up with the cost of living, and maybe there's a solution. I'm here today with the CEO of Tally Money, Cameron Parry. Cameron, what is Tally Money?
Well, Bev, with Tally Money, you get a current account and a debit card, but instead of pounds, you use milligrams of gold as your everyday money.
So why gold?
Gold traditionally is a great store of value. It has, on average, gone up at over 11% per annum for the last 25 years against the pound. It's tripled in value in the last decade. And in the last 2 years alone, it's increased by 50% against the pound. Banks' savings products just can't compete with that level of growth.
But this isn't just about gold. This is about a currency that you guys have created at tally money? Explain it to me as though I'm an idiot.
So, look, people need to be able to hold their earnings and build their savings in a money that retains its value and remains in their legal control and remains theirs to access, away from government control.
Great. You had me at not exposed to government control.
You should feel safe and happy with your money. You should have peace of mind the more money you see in your bank balance, and that's the type of thing we're trying to deliver, and give people choice in the type of money they get to use every day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Cameron. Thank you.
Well, joining us now are the co-founders of Raise the Colours, Ryan Bridge and Elliott Stanley. Ryan, I'll start with you. So they are banning you from France, threatening to lock you up. What's going on here?
Well, I think we know that they must be running scared on what we've seen or what we've sort of exposing, but for them to come to my house and, knock my door, it was just astonishing to think that I've got children in the house, early morning call off the police, and it was just amazing. It absolutely amazed me. It shocked me. And then what was in that letter, where I haven't committed a crime, and hence why I invited the officer in, legal and lawfully, us at raisethecolours.org.uk, we are going over there to document what's not happening. And it's weak government, weaker borders, and we've had enough.
Can I just get you on, because I think it's a really important point. The French, at no point, when they sent that police officer around, have actually accused you of committing a crime, have they? No, not at all. I've been to France near on 10 times in the last few months due to what we've been looking at and exposing. And when we was out there, the ease of how you can literally spot what's going on and what's happening. For them to say in the letter that we have watched migrants leave, we have watched migrants attempting to leave, and that we're patriots in our own country and raising flags was just shocking for me to think that they're watching what I'm doing in my country, yet they're not controlling what is actually happening under their noses. So, I'll bring you in here on this. Part of what was said there to Ryan was that the French are aware that you guys have been putting the Union Jack flag up, and that, as far as they're concerned, essentially made you far-right militants.
Yeah, and I think they also said that they've took issue with the fact that we're proud and patriotic. Yeah. They actually said that in the letter. What's it got to do with the French government, whether we're proud and patriotic about our own country, I have no idea whatsoever. And as Ryan said, it's pretty astonishing, really, isn't it?
So it almost reads as well, aspects of this letter, Ryan, read like they're trying to almost ban you for your own protection, but they admit that you've been attacked by someone with a knife when you were out there, but they don't appear to be doing anything about them. They're banning you. What's going on there?
So we was at a camp one day, and basically we could see that there was obviously NGOs getting the illegal invaders ready to do what they're doing. It was takeaway sandwiches instead of, pots of stew and stuff. So we knew something was happening.
So when they give, on that, so when you look at these charity organisations, you can tell when they know that the people are about to go and get the boats because 100%. They give them takeaway food.
You can tell there's cans of pop, there's takeaway sandwiches, there's all stuff ready for them to go. And then the biggest get-go is they're giving out the life vests. Right. So when we've seen the NGOs, which are British citizens that are going there from whatever universities and whatnot, we've seen them, I've spoken to them, and then we was under attack. As we was going back to the vehicle, a guy came behind me with a knife near on, that sort of
dagger.
A dagger, and it's not a fisherman's tale, he literally come behind me, and, I ducked out the way and carried on about my business. And next thing you know, the French government are now saying that for my protection, I don't know, but they're saying they want to block me and jail me if I go to their country. They're exposing that we've done that and agreeing that we've done that, but they're not stopping the problem.
No. And it would appear as though they are allowing people who, a lot of Brits, I saw this when I was there, a lot of Brits who would go and work with some of these charity groups who I think many people would regard as aiding and abetting and providing manuals to help these people get across the channel or get into lorries. They appear to be allowing them to go to France, but not you. But I do have to I'll put this to you, Elliott. Look, obviously, as far as the French are concerned, it says in the letter, and some people might think this, at home or whatever, that, look, you might be exacerbating tensions. You guys going over there is going to cause it to kick off. And so the French are saying, well, look, stop it, we're banning it?
Well, I mean, from my perspective, we're going to observe and document what's going on. There's an umbrella organisation being formed between the NGOs, which they've given themselves the names More Food, No Borders. And the French have called them in the document ultra-left. So I think it would be more suitable and more sensible to ban the ultra-left, the ones that are facilitating the movement of the illegals, rather than people coming from the UK who are just going to document the illegals coming over here. These ultra-left, as the French call them, are the people that are getting them into our country. They should be the people that should be banned, not us.
Let's talk about the idea now that the British police are knocking on British people's doors to tell them things like they told you. How do you feel about... And by the way, I have a degree of sympathy for... I don't know how you feel about it. I have a degree of sympathy for that police officer because presumably someone much higher up he didn't know what he was maybe doing when he was going to work that day, right? So I don't want to kind of dig him out necessarily. I can see a situation as a police officer where you're asked to do something that maybe you don't necessarily want to do, and what choice do you have? So there's that. But it's the fact that the British police as a whole are doing this. How does that make you feel?
I'm upset about the whole... If we go right the way back, so you've got the French government and the French minister. So they are listening to somebody called More Food, No Borders, and they are putting that in a legal document and then sending that legal document to our government. So from one government to another, you got to remember, we're giving them money every single week, nearly $1 billion now, isn't it? We've given the French to stop the borders, but we are paying to have this service that they are giving a document to give to our government, to give to our police force, and then our government have seen the document, give it to our police force, and then got some young lad to come and, a young police officer to come and deliver it. And he's like, he picked the short straw, didn't he? And he couldn't even sort of read what it was saying. He didn't know, it wasn't translating. He was shaking, and it was just not a good feeling from the whole. I don't know what our government thinks. I don't know what the French government think, but we've done nothing wrong. We've done everything legally, lawfully. We just want to express that's what we want to do. We're just exposing what's not happening, basically.
I mean, look, there is a serious sense that the French and indeed maybe the British police or authorities, governments are putting more effort into stopping people going over there and reporting on the issue than they are about stopping the issue itself. We'll get to what we've obviously asked West Mercia Police who are involved in this. We've gone to the Home Office. We've gone to a few different people. We've gone to people in France as well. I'll tell you what they've said to us in a second. But Elliott, how do you feel about the idea that ultimately the British government is allowing the French, seemingly, as you allege, at the behest of these left-wing charity organisations, to go and issue warnings to you in your own country about that? I mean, do you think that our government should be standing up to the French here?
Absolutely, but it screams of collusion. It screams that they're working hand in glove, to be honest, to me at least. And I think our government should, be more intent on asking where the money's being spent and why there's still so many illegals coming over, rather than worrying about us going over there. Or clearly the French government and our government are concerned that, together that we've been going over there.
You've just final point on this. I mean, you've basically been branded like domestic terrorists.
Exactly, to call us militants, and we are fathers. We've said it a million times, and we thank you at GBNews for giving us this opportunity and voice, and thank you, Patrick, and thank you to all the team. But us at Raise the Colours, we are normal guys putting flags up, family men putting flags up in our community, and it's it's spread across the country, and it's a good thing. And I think all the tensions and all the left, what they're saying about us, and we could be this, we could be that, the normal things you get called, far-right fascists, all these things. We're none of those. All we are is family men, fathers, and we love our country. And we've gone over there to see what the problem is. And at the end of the day, there's people tonight that's going to sleep without their daughters, perhaps without their loved ones. And it's due, if we can just stop this what's going on. So we've been out there 10 times, and then for them to ban us and say I'm going to go to prison, I'm going to get 3 years, or if an unlimited ban, I just think it's a disgrace.
It's an indefinite ban from our understanding as well. So we, you know.
Oh, so it's not just 10 years.
No, it's but from our understanding at the moment, it's got no time frame on it. So we don't know, you know, if we could ever go back to France.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, well, part of me could understand it if they'd have said, you've committed these crimes, like most people, right? If you've committed these crimes over here or something like that. But again, to stress that, the French police are not saying that you've even committed a crime.
Absolutely.
No.
It's you know, you're going over there and filming what you've been filming and all that, which actually, you know, it's not entirely dissimilar to some of the stuff that plenty of other journalists, myself included, have actually filmed. So, you know, maybe am I banned? But anyway, there we go. All right, well, look, thank you very much for coming on. Obviously, I hope something happens about this, but there we go. That is the co-founders that Raise the Colours there, Ryan Bridge and Elliott Stanley. So, GBNews asked West Mercia Police, the Home Office and the French Interior Ministry for comment on this, and we have not heard back from a single one of them. Not a single one of them has got back to us to answer questions, basic questions about why British police are now being sent at the request of the French to go and knock on British citizens' doors on British soil, in part for raising the British flag in their own country. So there you go. Hopefully we'll hear back from them tomorrow. If we do, of course, we will report on it.